Okay, g'day Frank, how you going?
Hi, I'm fine. We are now 1 month after the big dogs, and it took me a month to come back. So now I'm 100% again.
Yeah, good. I understand you lost your voice a little bit after Bigs as well.
Yeah, it started already during, but because I was so enthusiastic. But at the end of the event, there was almost nothing anymore. And even 5 days after the race, when I came back in Belgium, my voice was still out. And it took me, I think, 2 weeks to get my normal volume again. And now it gets sore very quick. But
Ooh,
yeah, now it's okay.
yeah, yeah. And do you reckon that was just because you were like talking a lot or because it was so dusty as well?
Yeah, there was a lot of dust, and it was also hot. And I saw also other runners having the same issue, but yeah, not all of them. Like I knew one of the Aussies. Is it David Parson or
Oh, Rob Parsons, yep.
Rob? Yeah, Rob. He told me about it. He thought it was some kind of ex- exertion asthma. And
Right.
then Brecht from the Belgium team also was coughing a lot. So yeah, maybe I had some bug, or it was like the dust and slowly building up in my lungs
Yeah,
after 4 days. Yeah, it's
yeah.
normal maybe.
And a lot of the runners, they actually like got blood noses like from all the dust. Did you get a blood nose as well?
Yeah, I forgot that, but indeed, I had some of them, and it was not on one time, but yeah, maybe 3 or 4 times, and
Right, yeah.
slimes, and yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not a problem. The only thing that needs to work properly are your legs, so
Yeah, yeah,
you can go on.
that's right. Yeah. So how long have you been a runner for?
Um, Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, yeah. How long have you been a runner? Like how long have you been running for?
Well, I used to run a bit, but since 2010, I run my first marathon. So the date was 10-10-10, so I could remember it forever.
Yeah.
And it was more or less because one of my coworkers subscribed first for the 20K of Brussels. And I thought to myself, yeah, if he can do that, I can do it for sure. And during the running together, we trained together. He also told me like he already ran a marathon, and he did it by reading the book Marathon for Non-Runners.
Right.
And it was a really good book, 16 chapters. Every chapter was a week, and they divided it with one part physical, one part mental, and one part experience from the other people that did it. And it was actually a class on the university, and from the 200 students that ever took it, only one of them did not finish the marathon. So it was very balanced, and it really worked well for me also.
Mm. Yeah, I saw on your Strava your best marathon time is 3 hours and 12 minutes. So was that the time you ran at that first one on the 10-10-10?
No, no.
Right.
I started with a lot more weight, and I think it was about 326. And
Yeah.
then after 1 year, I did another marathon on the same place, and then it was 327.
Yeah.
And then the year after, 328. So that was not good. But then, yeah, because my friends started running faster than me, I didn't like that. So I trained harder. And then I got to in Porto, I think I did it, yeah, 6 years later, 313. Yeah. It was nice because it was not a flat course. So yeah, that was good. But of course, it's not what the other guests here can do. I see myself as an average runner,
Right.
but I
Well,
like it. Yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, 3:12 is still a pretty, like, it's a pretty good marathon time. But how long is your, well, actually, who gave you the nickname Frank the Tank?
Well, after 7 years of marathon running, you meet a lot of people. And one of the friends of my brother, he was an ultra runner, but he was sometimes injured, but he always came back too soon, too quick in my eyes. But yeah, he liked it. And then on one of the races in Leuven, a local town, he was there and he ran to the race, then he ran the race, and then he ran back home. So I thought, okay, this is crazy. And he invited me to his club event, which was or a 35 or a 50K. And I said, yeah, I was playing it safe. 35 is good, but of course, yeah, all the other people did 50, so I had to do 50. And then, yeah, we did it, and it was a lot of fun, and it was so much slower than I thought. So I was talking a lot, and the other guys in the club, they said, yeah. Yeah, he will be quiet soon. But after 40 kilometers, it was still the same. Blah blah blah, blah. And the guy that invited me later invited me also to his club, and we had a lot of fun there. And yeah, he called me Frank the Tank because I only get into real action after 80 kilometers. So
Right. Fair enough. And in that 50K you ran, how long ago was that? Was that your first ultra? And yeah, that would have
yeah,
been,
yeah, that was 2018. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I understand your first backyard ultra was Legends, wasn't it? Was that last year? And you were the last one standing
So,
too.
we have like after I did like the ultras, I started doing races in Belgium, but not so much, like 2 or 3 races, and every time a bit further, like first a 50K race, then an 80K, and then because I loved all the trainings, the year after I um, tried to do 100 miler with the guys of the club, but they were not ready yet mentally. So it was some kind of a slam. So 400 milers, if you do that in 1 year, like, yeah, it was from September until July. Uh, the Great Escape, then the Bello Gallico, then Legends, and then another one Bites the Dust. So all the races were at least 100 miles, and they had all other characteristics. The first one is like an A to B race, very good on a permanent walking path. That so, and I said to myself, yeah, if I can do the first one, then I subscribe to the next one, and I kept doing it. So I took the first race as a training for the second, and then it went well. And the Legends, that's the third race. That's 250K of running. But that year, it was a special edition. So for the people that already did it, they had a 500K. So only the new guys could do the 250K, and we were the new guys. So it was all, how you call it, baby trailers that did the Legends. And of the 50 people that were subscribed to that race, 15 came at the finish, and I was number 4 there, so I was very glad. Fun thing, I was even doing a sprint at the end. Yeah. For the 5th place, I thought, but it was for the 4th, so that was nice. And the last race is called Another One Bites the Dust, and that's the same format as a backyard, only the distance is 300 meters less. But
Right.
you get used to the format, and if you do those 4 races in 1 year, you get a slam. And because I got my slam, I said after 29 laps, okay, this was fun, and then go home without having no sleep and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was on the interview that was played during the live stream. You did say that you really like the backyard ultra format because it is fun. So what do you find is most fun about it?
Well, the thing is, you see your crew a lot. So in another race, you can see them at the checkpoints, but that's after 20K or 40K or even less. And also you can run with the fastest guys and the slowest ones,
Yeah.
also the average ones, of course. So you can meet the whole all the other racers, which is nice for me. I like to talk a lot, and I also like to make fun. So yeah, that's nice. And um, also the people, if you come back every hour, then you have like support every hour. So if you make a mistake after 1 hour, you can fix that. Like I one of the laps, I forgot to bring my lamp, but it was not a problem because there were still a lot of people and I could chase them. It was not easy because there were a lot of runners that run without a lamp. But okay, yeah, I managed. And then but the next lap I take my lamp and everything is fixed, or my shoes hurt. Next lap another pair of shoes instead of 40k further, and my soles yeah, kaputski. Sorry,
Yeah.
broken.
So I also heard you say that the way you train, you do things hard, but you make them fun. So what type of training did you do, and how did you make that training, hard training you did, fun?
Well, from the moment that you do something not alone or with a goal, then you make the hard thing already easier.
Yeah.
Because if you see the purpose, then it's easier. So if you want to do like interval sessions and you have like check boxes to check, yeah, to be able to check those boxes, it's already more fun, and then you do the hard work. But how I do it is with a good plan. So I made sure that I prepared for almost everything that could, yeah, that I could need. And the fun thing was I made backyards in my own town, in the forest in my own town. To know how does it feel 150 meters of elevation every hour. And the good thing was my own forest had the same kind of terrain as in Bigs, so I was prepared for that kind of rocky and yeah, muddy if it's raining. But yeah, it was really good.
Mm.
Then another thing of the hard training is, yeah, you need to do hills, but I do the hills in my own club. So after a while, I left my first club and I made a new running club, and it's together with Marijn Geerts. I think you know him. He was
Yeah.
already here.
Yeah.
So it's one of my best buddies, and we have like a club. And the only thing that we do is running on a Tuesday together, and we do hill repeats, and it's called D plus Dinsdag in Dutch. But if you want to translate it, it's something LT Tuesday. So altitude on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
and we do like different kind of terrains, but always hilly, because in Belgium it's not like you are in the mountains. But if we find a hill of 15 meters, yeah, it's good enough. You can repeat there, and then you can prepare everything you need, even for the big mountains. Of course, it is not the same, but we manage with what we have. And doing things like that, it is fun and it helps to get there.
Yeah, sure. And I understand that because Biggs was such a big race, like you travel overseas, like probably it would have been the biggest race you'd ever done. I understand you did increase the amount of training you were doing leading up to Biggs. I think you said you were doing over 200-kilometer weeks, for example.
Yeah, that's maybe a bit too much.
Right.
No, I did. I was already training well, but I trained 20% more miles
Yeah.
every week. Then what I also did was, yeah, the D plus Dinsdag, the Altitude Tuesday. So that was like every week I did my altitude. Then I also did 100 push-ups a day. Then I started going to a physiotherapist to make sure that my muscles of my legs were strong enough. And yeah, that really helped me also. I did run streaks, so no resting, so that my body was adapted for the long time on my feet without having real rest. The only thing that I don't train is sleep deprivation, because yeah, if you train so hard, your body needs to recover, and if you don't give it sleep, yeah, that's not good. The
Yeah.
sleep deprivation part of it is something I trained in other races. So
Yeah.
I only train it during the races, and the good thing about it, it's one of my strong points.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the 100 push-ups a day. Did those
Yeah.
100 push-ups a day, did they actually help with your running, or was it just more of like a discipline type of training?
Yeah, discipline, that's one thing. So making just that I can say it, I do it every day. That's something. Sometimes it's not fun because 5 minutes before I sleep, I said, "Oh no, I didn't do them," and then yeah, I have a problem. But okay, it's not. Yeah, if you do the next day 50 more, so that you. But also, it's good for the strength in your body and your core.
Hmm.
So yeah, it really helps.
Yeah. And are you still doing 100 push-ups a day now, or now Biggs is finished?
Yes,
You're still.
I do it again. That was the first thing I restarted after my breakdown of the big dogs.
Yeah.
It really hurt. It was after, I think, 2 weeks, and it really hurt myself because my body ate all my muscles. So it was it
Yeah.
was crazy. I lost 8 kilograms, and a lot of it was by eating my muscles and not my fat.
Right. Yeah. So you lost 8 kilograms after Biggs just from that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I weigh myself before I fly to America, and then I weigh myself after America, and then it was -6, but the night after it was -8. But
Right.
I was also sick, so yeah, that's maybe also a reason. And your body keeps burning after the race, but it was already almost a week, so.
Yeah. Yeah. And all this extra work you were doing, all like the 100 push-ups a day and stuff, did you actually like notice a difference in your body? Did you just start getting like more muscly?
Well, I saw that my calves were more, yeah, there, present,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, it was only after like 8 weeks I always was feeling a bit more tired and sore. But I knew, like, okay, I run already so many years and I never feel sore, so it must help me.
Hmm.
And then suddenly, the last month before Bigs, it's all started to work. People started saying, "Yeah, Frank, you're going a bit faster. It was hard to follow you," and I didn't feel it, but it was, yeah, it was there. I was 100% prepared. Yeah, also mentally, so I was already training. Yeah, maybe 2 years in my head, like I want to get there.
Yeah.
And by winning the Legends Backyard, I was suddenly in the Belgium team. And I was already thinking about big dogs, big dogs. But then, yeah, with the Belgium team, it was amazing. Marijn and Ivo were so crazy good,
Yeah.
and I managed to do their 67 laps, and I quit for the wrong reasons. I was just fed up with it. Like, oh, I want to run with people. Oh, I feel so lonely. Let's stop. Let's stop. But yeah, that's not a good thing. If you are there and you want to go far, it is not only fun. So there's also a hard part about it. But okay, I learned from it, and 67 was good enough for big. So I knew that already. Like 67 would be good enough. It was not 100% sure, but okay. And then so in 1 year, I knew probably I gonna go to bigs. I did another backyard, and that's, I call it with Doctor Backyard. So in our club, T plus Dinsdag, there is a guy, a professor, and he was doing studies with yeah, runners, yeah, sporters, and we organized a backyard. No, sorry. the, we did the Legends backyard, and I explained to the organizer, which is Tim. Hey Tim, is it okay if Kevin de Pauw, he's a doctor at the VUB Brussels in the university. Can he come and do some tests for the runners? So instead of just testing before and after, we selected 10 elite backyard runners with Marijn, with me, with Kevin, with Brecht, all those guys from the Belgium team almost. And we were checked up front, during the race, and after on intestine stuff, mental skills, eating, heart rate, lactate, yeah, all these kind of things. And every 4 rounds you did the same thing, but yeah, so it switched every hour, and every hour you did something different, but after 4 hours it was the same thing again.
Yeah.
That thing was really exciting, but it also took a bit of my rest time.
Yeah.
And yeah, you lose like 1 or 2 minutes every hour. So yeah, it didn't work for my system. And then after 52 laps, I collapsed. So, and it was because I didn't have enough rest. Then I didn't have enough time to eat. And because I didn't eat, my energy level was too low. And then also my positive mindset was gone.
Yeah.
And I didn't eat, and wow.
And
Yeah. And so that I made sure, okay, Gerald, who is my crew, make sure that I eat enough in bigs. And that's, yeah, I really learned from that.
yeah, sure. And the testings that they were doing on your body as well, did they teach you, or did you learn anything from what they were testing you on?
They just said like, we are gonna observe everything because it's so new for them.
Yeah.
And they would write new papers about it. And one of the first paper is now, in, how you call it, in the pipeline. So after 4 or 5 months, it will be published somewhere in the books, and we are very glad to help with them. But yeah, it's, for the moment, it's still some kind of secret. What you could learn from it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
There was one thing. Those guys, they were working with the same team as the sub 2 marathon.
Okay.
And he gave some kind of remark about heart rate, and then he could check, and he saw that, and now he will use it in his article.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, I will not say what it exactly is, but it was like, okay, you don't see it right away, but suddenly only the elite don't have it, and the base runners, the normal backyard runners, they have it.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you could then use it. Well, if you measure it and you suddenly see that, so okay, maybe you need to adapt some stuff, because otherwise you're going down.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So when you went to Biggs, or had you been to America before, or was it the first time?
No,
Oh, you've
first
been.
time, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And when did you get there? Like, did you get there a few
On a
weeks?
Wednesday.
Oh, just a few days before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah.
It was fun, but the sleeping was not well. Yeah, so it was hard to sleep well. And after the third night, I slept the best of the 3 nights, so that was good. So I kind of started fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it was in Belgium, it would have been easier.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you sleeping between loops at night on the first and second nights, or did the sleeping only really start kicking in on the third night?
I think I didn't sleep the first night, but I'm not sure because Gerald didn't write it down on the notes when I exactly slept. But yeah, I am not a fast runner. I didn't have a lot of time, so I don't think that I slept the first night. But from the second night on, I started sleeping. If I did a fast run lap in the night, I tried, and most of the time when I tried, I really slept. So that was good. So if I even if it's 2 or 3 minutes, it helps.
Yeah,
Even
sure.
if you close your eyes and you don't sleep, it helps.
Yeah,
So I at least be with me.
yeah. You did mention that you enjoy the social aspect and talking to different runners and stuff like that. And I know that like the Belgian team are a really close team, which is good. But did you talk to did you make a lot of friends out there with the other runners from the other countries and stuff like that?
Yeah. I talked with Ihor. We were like previous record buddies.
Yeah,
He had the same previous record as me, and I was amazed by how their backyard was. Like, if you have a hard course like in Bigs and you still manage to do 67 laps, that's hard because they didn't have a night loop. Whoa. And then they had bears.
right. Yeah,
Crazy. So that was nice to talk to him. I also talked to the Russian guy. Sorry, the Polish guy.
yeah.
um, and he was also very friendly, but he had problems with the sleeping. And then I gave him some tips and tricks how he could try to sleepwalk. And I took him with his arm and I said, "Yeah, close your eyes, try to sleep, and I walk you on the street further."
Right.
So it helped a bit, but after a while, yeah, it was maybe a bit too hard. But those guys, they were a bit too fast to me in the night, so I could don't do it only a few laps. Um, I talked a lot with Scott Schnell and Levi Yoder, the American guys.
Oh yeah,
Scott, yeah, because he was already on your podcast. Really nice guy, and I read everything what he was posting up front because his way of training. I relate to it a lot. He has also like 4 kids and still managed to run so much and making sure that everything still is working. Yeah, that's amazing. And it looked like, okay, with his previous records he was like a bit the same as me, so I thought, okay, maybe that's the American tank.
yeah. Um, so you mentioned like how the Canadians had a bear on their course. I actually looked into what animals are in Belgium, and it said there were wolves in Belgium. So do you ever see wolves
There
on?
is one wolf or two wolves, yeah, so don't be afraid of the wolves in Belgium. No, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah,
Yeah, you see cows next to the road.
right. Yeah. And okay, so the trail at Biggs, a lot of runners said it was hard, and it looked hard too. I mean, and it looked like on the live stream, you did have a lot of scratches on your legs and things like that. So um, I think every runner fell on the trail. Did you fall on the trail too?
Yeah, even the first 5 hours I fell already a few times. It is not like when we first saw it, we saw, okay, they say it's hard, but it is doable. Nothing that we don't see in Belgium. All the races we do, they are at least the same kind of hardness.
Yeah,
But the thing was, it was just tricky. If you move your eyes from the ground 1 minute, yeah, you will lay down. It was like that. So there were always, yeah, small rocks and the trees and yeah. So all this kind of stuff. I fell a lot.
yeah,
That's
yeah. Now, I don't know if you heard Laz talk about the trail, but he said to a lot of runners that the Netherlands is a good place to train for the Bigs Trail. And I know Belgium's next to the Netherlands. So have you ever been there?
I. Oh yeah, but he's maybe right. Netherlands is a good terrain. Why is it? It's flat, so you can run a lot. Also, the weather conditions are nice, so it's never very cold, never very hot, never very rainy and stuff like that, so that's good. Also, all the roads are fine, so they are safe. If you go for a run, you can survive. If you go into the woods, there are no wolves, or I don't know, kangaroos that beat you up. um, all this kind of, it is just safe to run there, and it's, yeah, the weather is fine. Also, you have like different kind of terrains, which is also nice. And but there are a lot of ultra runners from Holland, Netherlands, that come to Belgium, because in Belgium the hills start. They have like a flatland, and from Belgium there is a part of Belgium, the southern part, where there are a lot of hills, and we have to travel for like 1 hour or 1 hour 30, and then we have like hills until, yeah, 600 meters high, something like that's the maximum of Belgium. But if you have a hill of 100-meter up and down, yeah, that's good training. And in Belgium we have like also all kinds of terrains. We have coastal, we have rocky, we have grasslands, we have woods, different kinds of them. So yeah, it's good to train in this part of Europe. Let's say that.
Yeah, yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, and
Yeah, it
it
is good.
started. Has it started snowing there now? Because I saw you posted
Yeah,
some photos in this. You made a snowman.
no, I didn't make it. It was other guys' work, but yeah, it was the first week of snow in Belgium, but only in that part of Belgium. And today I took a day off with my wife and my friends, and yeah, it was nice. We did a hike of 20K, so yeah, really nice day.
Hmm. So it sounds like the training you did leading into bigs is a big reason for your improvement, like a big PB. But did you go into the race with any other new strategies or any new plan or a different mindset that you think made a big difference as well?
Well, I think indeed, physical. I trained harder than before. It was decent. Like, okay, I will end this year 6,000 kilometers, I think, or a bit less. But that's almost 20% more than last year, which was already my best year. So running wise, I did my best. The physio, but also I read some books. With Winning in Mind is a very good book, and The New Toughness in Sports is also a very good book. So there, from those books, I try to find some concepts that really help me, like you don't die in a chair. Even if you don't yeah, want to run anymore, you at least try, and you fail that lap instead of not trying, and that way you can still, yeah, do 2 3 more.
Yeah,
But what I the thing was, it was the race of my life, because I only won like one race in my life. I never been on a podium, and I selected myself for the world championship. So yeah, that's just crazy. So I was very honored to be there, and I made sure that I would be ready, like ready, ready, ready. So physical, I was there, and then I also mentally I had some tricks. So I took everything from those books, from the podcast. I Yeah, the experience from the other runners. If you hear about it, yeah, you can steal their ideas, and not everything will work, but you check, okay, that might work and that might work. Then you have the D plus Dinsdag, my running club, all seasoned runners, all good ideas. I can run with Meren. I can ask him questions. I can see what he's busy with. And then I had my mindset like, okay, my that race I quit because my motivation was eventually done, and I was afraid to run alone. So what can you do about that one? Good music. Make sure that you have like music, or you're prepared to run alone and you don't care because you are doing the race of your life.
yeah,
Yeah, that was really important for me. And also Maran told me about like, how do you make sure that you can run long, Maran? I asked him, and then he said me, yeah, in the beginning, I just keep on running, but at the end, you feel like you are with the last guys, and you are with all those good guys running. That is enough to motivate me already. And yeah, it was like that. I was a machine
Yeah.
and I kept running. So my motivation was there. I had also prepared a lot of pages with motivation, like all positive things. All the people that inspired me, all races that were fun. I had pictures of nice places on holiday, or places I reached. All my records were there. I had also a disaster sheet. So everything that could go wrong, I wrote it down, and then a solution. So you don't eat enough. Yeah, eat food.
Yeah.
Or make sure to eat yeah, tasty stuff, or try more salty, yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
And all these things together made sure that I knew why I was running there. It was for the people, because I love to run, and because I love to train, and because I'm there at the World Championship, and I would try to beat myself, and not just say, okay, I did 67 last time, now I gonna go for 69. No, no, no. I only quit when I can't run anymore. And that was my mantra. And it, yeah, I cannot describe how easy it felt for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Maybe if you see back to the footage, I tried to make fun the whole time. Maybe you don't see it all the time, but in my head, I was having a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it looks like you were having a lot of fun. The you mentioned music. What type of music do you like listening to?
Well, there is I listen to rock, punk, and pop.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because yeah, my Spotify just told me, and one of the groups is Noah Vix, and I just found, yeah, I never listened to them. I knew The Offspring and stuff like that, but Noah Vix, yeah, I just, yeah, found them out, and now they are my favorite artist. Spotify told me.
Yeah,
I listened. I was in the 0.02% of most listeners. Yeah, so I'm one of their biggest fans now.
yeah, yeah. And you did say that it was easy out there for a long time. You're having so much fun, but physically, was there a time when the race started to really get hard physically, like you were just hurting all over?
Well, no.
Really?
And yeah, yeah, for real, for real.
Yeah.
My body was, so it is because my mindset is try to be positive. If I see something negative, I always try to find a solution fast, so it doesn't give me stress. And also the emotions, you have like good and bad emotions. If your bad emotions, try to fix them as soon as possible, because in another race, the emotions took me down also. And that way, because I thought, and that self-talk was positive and everything, and I was in the zone, and I made sure that there were no big problems. Because if you have like a small problem and you don't handle it, it becomes a bigger and a bigger problem, and then it will tangle with another problem, and eventually you will break down. So my crew knew that. They were really good. I knew that. So I was also making sure, okay, don't think too much at home, because then you will get sad. Make sure to think about this round. Make sure to eat well. And because of that, I felt really strong. I was also in the shape of my life, of course. And because I, in Belgium, also run a lot at my work, which is the normal roads, the nights were not hard for me. It was like just easier. And yeah, it's not a problem that it was not on trail terrain. And because I do always the elevation in the week, every week, also during the day, the elevation was not bothering me until day 4.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
from day 4, it was more like I get a bit more tired, but I didn't have pain in my legs for 97 hours.
Wow.
which was crazy
Yeah.
until round 98. Then I made a click and the pain was there.
Right.
So suddenly no
Yeah.
energy more, no more power, and pain in my feet everywhere. But before it was like my brain did not allow it,
Wow.
and it was easy for me until then.
Yeah. Was there any stage in the 90s when you started thinking ahead and thinking to yourself, oh, gee, I'm getting close to 100 here? Or were you staying one loop at a time?
The thinking ahead is one of the most dangerous things that you can do during a backyard.
Yeah.
And the fortnight, I was indeed thinking a bit ahead, which you shouldn't do. But of course, yeah, we are still human.
Yeah.
And I was talking with the Polish guy and with Ihor, like, do you think that we will break the world record with more than two people?
Yeah.
Because it was like, yeah, we were still with eight people or with 10, and yeah, and everybody looked so strong. So that was why I almost knew that the world record would be broken there, and also that it would be not with two but with four or five, I thought. But yeah, it was not the case, of
Yeah.
course. And yeah, I looked a bit further, but yeah, that night, that was like a rock and roll night. It was like the most crazy night I ever had in the backyard or in my life. And that night, it's not because I don't feel things in my legs that everything was fine, of course.
Yeah.
My sleeping, I did not a lot of sleeping. I had only the rest was only 2 hours 50 the first night, then the second night 1 hour 60, and then the two last nights it was 1 hour 20 and 1 hour and 10. So I think from the whole last 10 runners, I had like one of the least rest in the night,
Mm.
and during the day it was even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was the I ended number 8 in the world, which was really good. But also my time was the 8th slowest one of them all. So I really managed my rest really well.
Yeah.
But in the fortnight, yeah, it all came together and made it a bit crazy.
Do you
So
think
maybe
so?
I can say what happened.
Yeah. Do
So
you, yeah. So do you think if the if you stayed on the road, you would have made it to 100?
yeah,
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Allez, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of um, the day course was harder. Like you could trick and fall a lot, but
Yeah.
also the elevation was harder. And then you had the heat. The heat,
Right.
that was the only thing that we didn't expect, that it would be so hot. And
Yeah.
I had a lot of drinking together with on my body, but still, and that was the thing that broke me. The elevation, and already it was hot in the morning. So yeah, that
Yeah,
took me
it
down.
looked like the nights. It looked like the nights were quite warm as well, especially the later nights. It didn't look like it got very cold.
Yeah, it was okay. I think the coldest was 8 degrees in Celsius. So yeah, there were people running around almost naked. So yeah.
Yeah. So do you remember on the 98th loop when you were walking back to camp when you timed out, and the cameraman was following you, and you stopped and you started talking about the tree stump. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, I didn't know the word,
Oh,
but the thing is, I was there and I was already telling him stuff in Dutch, but yeah, I forgot that he was French. And then suddenly I saw this beautiful tree, and I saw that face in the tree, and I
right.
wanted to tell him, and then I said, "Oh yeah, but I don't know how to say that." And I said, "Look, a boomstrong," and that's just the Dutch name of what was there, and a stump. Yeah, I didn't know.
Right.
And yeah, and then I thought, okay, he will not see that face. I will go further.
So were you hallucinating a little bit towards the end?
Yeah, already from night 2, I saw things in the trees, but it was like all happy hallucinations. It was all based on real visual cues.
Yeah.
So if the trees had a certain form, then I saw a nose in it or something else, but it was not bad. I knew it was, a tree, but
Yeah.
I saw there a dragon or a witch.
Right. Yeah. 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 So you weren't seeing things like on the road, for example, that weren't really
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh, you were.
Yeah and no. There were like special signs of the Aztec people, I thought, like all mandalas and stuff like that on the road and everywhere. But it turned out it were just piss stains of the runners. They were
Oh.
peeing while they were running, and they made really nice forms.
Uh, so when you finished, do you remember who you thought would end up being the last one standing?
Well, I hoped at that time it was Marijn, of course, because we're a Belgium team. We support each other, and he's really my friend also. When he stopped, I think I was still rooting for or Bartos, the Polish guy, because I run a bit with him, and also Ihor. And yeah, also Harvey. I really liked him because up front, I knew already who he was, but I think I had a better click with the other runners because Harvey was, he had like a strategy to make sure that he would win. And yeah, I really saw some of his tricks,
Right.
but it is okay. Everybody can play the game. But of course, I felt more than connected to the guys that didn't do this kind of plays.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I heard you also say leading into the race, you stopped drinking alcohol to make sure you were in the best
Ah,
shape
yeah,
for the
yeah.
race. Did you have a drink afterwards to celebrate your performance?
No, because I was sick. Yeah, I was
Right.
sick, and then I came back in Belgium. I still had fever, and I had the bronchitis. They told me. I don't know if it's the same in English. So I need to take antibiotics, and then only 3 weeks later I drank alcohol again.
Right. Okay. And how
Yeah.
long did you stop drinking alcohol for leading into gigs?
It was during my we went to Greece with the family and friends, and after that that vacation I stopped, and that was end of July. So August, September, and then October was alcohol free.
Yeah. And and how long did you stay in the US for till you went back home to Belgium?
I think I was in the US for 10 days. Like
Oh,
Wednesday we came there, and Saturday the next week we flew back.
I see. Yeah. And the way you train,
because
Lee,
because we prepared to run for 150 hours, and that
right?
was on a Friday, so then you need to be able to fly back, so that's only the next day.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And so the way you trained leading into bigs, um, you stepped it up a level, like you said, and you got the best result you've ever had. So are you going to train the same kind of way for all your backyard ultras like you did for that
uh,
from now on?
I will do it for sure in 2 years,
Yeah.
because that will also be when, if you're all in, you do this kind of things, and you cannot do it all the time, because if you do it all the time, it's not special anymore.
Yeah.
I will make sure that I take some of it, and I have also the experience, because every time you do a race, you learn new things, and I now know what I need to do in night 4,
Yeah.
because Bix was also the hardest race with the elevation and the gnarly terrain. It was
Yeah.
really the hardest backyard. Also, Marijn told me he did it in Rettert in Belgium and now here in Big Dogs, and he told me, yeah, it's really amazing how hard it is, and still we managed to do like he did like 100 again, and he already did 101.
Mm.
Yeah, we are ready to do it again later. That's for sure. But will I do it exactly the same? I don't think so.
Yeah.
The things that I will do differently later is my fortnight. Like I am I am going in a flow most of the time, but I will make a bit more structure in the last nights. Like, okay, make sure that every so many laps I do a fast one to sleep. And not, yeah, I'm not like Phil Gore that can do it every lap, but I can run harder because I didn't feel pain in my leg, so I should run harder. But yeah, I don't like discomfort, so
Yeah, sure.
I don't
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. And you did mention Harvey Lewis before, but what did you take away from Harvey Lewis's performance that you think made him so good?
I think why he's now so good is because he has so much experience. He had already a world record. He knew the terrain very good. He does a lot of other races too. He's he's living in America, so it's his home terrain. He prepared really well for it. He was also playing the game really good. He teamed up with other guys, with John Knoll a lot, and also with Ivo from Belgium and Matthias. So he was making some kind of, how you call it, a friends group of runners, and he was the leader, and they were his school kids. And then he was giving he was saying what they needed to do. Now we're gonna walk, now we're gonna run, now we're gonna run in a line and things like that. So he made it fun, so the boring nights were more fun, and that really helped him for sure. For me, I tried it, but yeah, I fell a bit out of the boat there. But I think that's also something very good to make sure that your nights are good. And I think that also he was also not so fast, so he really used his resting time good.
Yeah,
So yeah, uh, it's the experience with being able to use the you don't have a lot of time, but use it very well, and then it doesn't matter.
yeah,
If you're afraid of it to have so less time, then the negative energy will cost you more than what you actually lose.
yeah, sure. Were you there at the course when the race ended, like to see him win, or did you go back and have a shower and go to sleep and stuff?
Yeah, we didn't saw him winning. Like it was the only two guys still running, and they looked so strong, and we were so tired, so we needed to go home. I was like, yeah, I was exhausted. Didn't have like any energy left.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so later, well, I guess it's next year in October is the Sat Champs. The plan is you'll be running for Belgium?
Yes, yes. I will do only 3 races next year. It is like the Legends, because that's my favorite race. It's in Belgium. It's in the Ardennes with a lot of elevation, 10,000 meters up and down. You start on a Friday and on a Monday. It's really fun. And then I will do Rettert, the race of the champions, or the masters. No, the masters race of the champions it is called. So it is some kind of invite only from Alex Hall.
Oh, yeah.
And last year Marijn run there 90 laps, and then he had the world record. And it's also 100 meters of elevation every loop, so it's pretty hard.
Mm.
And yeah, together with my running buddy Bram Malvliet, we will go there, and maybe also Marijn. I hope so. So that it's yeah, it will be fun and also a good experience with elevation again. So yeah, that's what I need to have extra experience in.
Yeah.
So
So
really like it.
so next year there'll be 3 races and 2 of them will be backyard ultras. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very good, very good. So you were so close to breaking 100 at Bigs. Now you've got so close. Is that a goal now? Because I mean, we know you can do it. But are you going to make that a goal?
Um, I don't see it like the 100 is the goal because I know that I can do it if it's if the terrain is easier and
Yeah.
if also the people around me are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just me. Yeah, it's you run it with all those other people, and if the circumstances are right, I think I will be able to do it one time, but I will not do that like 2 times a year because that's exhaust my body so much. Yeah, it was crazy. The last night, yeah, maybe I need to tell you that. So I didn't have a lot of problems with sleepwalking. Like the others were complaining, yeah, I fall asleep while running. No, I don't have a problem with it. But suddenly, night 4, I wake up, last runner, and I didn't see, yeah, I didn't know anymore which race I was running. I just watched on my watch and I said, okay, this is a big race. And I see I'm too slow because I knew it, yeah, the pace needed to be faster than 9 minutes a kilometer.
Yeah.
And it was like 9:05. So I knew I was too slow, but I didn't know the direction. So I started running in that direction. Then it didn't go down. And then, okay, maybe I try in the other direction. But then I thought, okay, your pace doesn't know which direction you are going. As you are running, it goes faster. So yeah, that was stupid of me. So I thought, oh yeah, maybe the first direction. And then I went on and I think I made it with 2 or 3 minutes. And then instead of going to my crew, I just walked to the race organizers and I said, "Hey guys, which race is this? Yeah, this is fun." And then my crew Gail took me. "Hey, come here, tank. What are you doing?" And they, then they did a really fast pit stop and they asked, "Hey, Maran, Frank doesn't know what country he's in. Can you make sure that he's going the right direction?" "Oh, no problem, no problem." But Maran, he was also a bit tired that time, so he was really, "Yeah, Frank, it's that direction, and if you see that, then you need to come back." Oh, okay. We went on, and after 1 kilometer, I see him again because he was planning to run fast. But yeah, I don't run fast in the night. But I got him and I said, "Maran, are you angry with me?" He said, "No, no, no, I'm just tired." And then we run together and then we had a fast lap and I could sleep again so that I made the other night loop. So it really helped me to run with Maran. And yeah, it was really awesome. That
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and crazy.
Well, it's lucky you chose to run in the right direction when you had to
Yeah,
choose a direction.
that's instincts.
Yeah. So you'll be aiming to be back at Bigs in 2025 then?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think with 97 laps, I will be there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that should get you in. Yeah. So what would your 3 tips be for people to do well at a backyard ultra?
Yeah, one of the things is don't eat yellow snow. No, that was something I learned today. Um, yeah, I think one of the thing is don't think about the future. Make sure that you do it lap by lap. If you start calculating you are tired, you will overestimate things and you will make it too easy or too hard for yourself. Just stay here and then see. You can make goals for the next so many hours. So okay, I will run until I have my breakfast, or these things, like divide the days in chunks, but don't put it as an end point. Just say, okay, now this lap and then this lap, but also, yeah, you can say, oh, then the light will be there. So that's something. The looking in the future is not too good. Also, goal wise, know why you are running and make sure you have a clear goal. What helped me was, um, last time I quit because I didn't know why I still running. I love to run with people and I'm here alone, but I also needed to know that my goal is also, what are your limits. So I want to find my current limit. Right now it was 97 for sure. And it's only your weakest point that will make sure that you break down. And from the moment that weak point, yeah, can see light, it's done. From the moment I gave my brain some space to think about quitting, what, 98, it was there. And that's why, yeah, positive self-talk, it really helps to keep your mind where it needs to be.
Mm.
Managing everything and all these kind of things that can go wrong, make sure that you check them: food, sleep, cold, your feet, all this, yeah, scraping, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really important. And the last thing is, try to make fun. Try, if you just want to race and go over finish line, it's not worth it. Make sure that you really enjoy the training towards it, and also the first hours of a backyard. You see so many people, and yeah, you can learn so many things from them. So make sure that you enjoy the process and not the end goal.
Yeah.
So that's something I want to, yeah, say to the people.
Yeah, yeah, very good. Well, I've got to say that watching the live stream, you were one of the most entertaining runners to watch at Bigs. It was so much fun watching the whole race. But yeah, it was really good watching you, and because especially like you said, you weren't running your laps fast, but you just kept going and going and going, and it was a really great performance. And it was definitely something that I think a lot of people can learn from, because it really showed you don't need to run your loops fast. As long as you get back in time, you can go out for another one.
Yeah, I have like statistics, because there is like a really good Instagram account about all the statistics, and I learned from it, and I copied all these kind of formulas. So and I made it myself, and then I run down, like, okay, how many laps I did faster than that I have more than 10 minutes rest, how many I have between 50 and 55, and how many I only have like less than 5 minutes. And it was like brutal. uh,
Yeah.
Laps with less than 5 minutes rest, I have 45.
Wow.
So in a normal backyard, you would say, okay, laps with this kind of amount, yeah, they quit in 5 laps for
Yeah.
sure. But if you have like the mindset, it doesn't matter, as long as I am in the game, I try, then you can go far. And I had like the most amazing crew, like the Belgium crew. It was like a Formula One team for runners. It was like it was their job. But we are amateurs, but it looked like they were pros. So it was amazing. Before, during, and after the race, they treated us like their running babies. So we are very glad. And I'm also, I have to say, I want to thank Gerald. He's my crew. He left his family for me so long. Yeah, it was amazing. So thank you, Gerald. You're amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Great. And now I see you do you do a bit of podcasting. Like, do you host a podcast over there? Or?
No, no, no. There is like a local podcast. It's called the Jogging Club. It's in Leuven, but they have a lot of listeners and they have really nice guests, and we were one of the guests.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. But it's not in English, is it? So.
No, it's in Dutch. So if you want to learn Dutch, it's very good.
Okay.
But yeah, if you have like, it was really entertaining. And if you have like some kind of automatic translator, it's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
because Marijn is also talking and me, and yeah, we try to give all the lessons that we learned, and it's fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. We listened to it today in the car to the hike, so my wife was also very glad with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been messaging each other for a little while now. I think we first messaged each other about 6 or 7 months ago. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we've been able to organise for you to finally come on the podcast. It's been really good.
Yeah, really nice talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too. Well, all the best with all your future races at the Sat Champs and the Race of Champions. And it's December now, so Merry Christmas as well.
Thanks. You too.
Yeah.
And yeah, for you it's summer.
Yeah, it's starting to warm up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hope for next year that you beat your PR and make the Aussie team, because the Aussies are awesome.
Yeah, thanks. It's definitely something I want to do. The Australian team is a strong team, so
Yeah.
it's a good thing to aim for. But because they're so strong, it means I'll be aiming high and getting a. It's a good way to beat my PR. That's for sure. We'll see.
Yeah. And that's also, I wanted to say that, like, don't put a number in your head, because otherwise I would have quit also on 70 or 80. It's like, I just keep on running. And that is the reason I had like 30 more than last time. And Ihor did even, crazier. He made it almost, 107. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But crazy, but doable. In Belgium, it would be easier to do it. With that field of runners, in Belgium they would go 120, something like that, because it is easier. But then the nights are harder because it's on the same kind of terrain, and it's also a bit tricky, but not as tricky as the day terrain at Big. So.
Yeah, sure. And the thing with Ihor as well is he looked so good. Like even in the hundreds, he was so smooth. Like the way he ran.
Yeah, I'm jealous there because they told me I was not looking so good anymore at the end. A running corpse.
Yeah, very good.
My feet look better.
Oh, really? Yeah. Have you watched much of the live stream back?
No, but I still plan to do it because I know there's interesting stuff, like when Evo stopped. That was also like real drama, and also all the Belgian guys had like nice stories. I didn't share that, but they are also so much. I want to see like all their lost runs, and to see what happens. And also there were some interviews with me. I want to find that back because I'm interested in what I said.
Yeah. All right, very good. Well, look, thanks for coming on the podcast, Frank. I've loved it.
Oh yeah, me too. Thank you. And now I have finally something I can give to my coworkers because they are all English, and now they can understand what I'm going through.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks again, Frank. We'll keep in touch, and have a good night.
Yeah. Thanks. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, I will. Thanks, Frank.
Bye-bye.
See ya. If you've enjoyed this podcast, it would be awesome if you could share, comment, like, subscribe, all of that. If you've got any feedback, shoot me a message. Hope you have a great day. See ya.